morning, I am Amanda Sardinez. According to Bill Bamberger, a court is able to communicate the culture and values of a community. However, it is also able to communicate the socioeconomic background of that community. As aspiring athletes develop into these backgrounds, the socioeconomic obstacles will follow along with them. This can cause issues during the college athletic recruitment process, where racial stereotypes and income status tend to give certain athletes advantages over others. This can affect them into their professional careers, with athletes like Serena Williams expressing how her social identity affects her sport to this day. For this reason, we can ask, to what extent has the socioeconomic background of an athlete affected accessibility to opportunities in collegiate sports in the United States? Take, for example, football student athletes, who the majority consist of the lower socioeconomic status. The graph shows the median annual household income of 73 students at Southeastern University. Of the 73 football players, the median annual household income comes to $38,575, with 50% of the participants falling between the median, and the bottom part of the box plot at $22,204 of annual household income. For this reason, this affects college choice factors, which is why it is important to establish corporate social responsibility. The goal for these colleges should be to secure great athletes and uplift them in other areas of their career. 60% of the NCAA revenue is distributed among the Division I conference, with it being distributed into different funds. In the example of the basketball fund, long-term performance is awarded, and in the example of the grant and aid fund, student aid is provided. Sometimes athletic recruiters feel pressured to acquire the perfect team because of these pressures, and unfortunately this can cause the athlete to receive part of that financial burden, ultimately impacting their opportunities in recruitment if they don't have the means to do so. Racial issues are also common during the college athletic recruitment process, especially among the Black male student athlete population. The graph represents the top 25 universities where Black students are overrepresented, with the top university being the University of Florida at 75.5%. Even if Black male student athletes see that they're significantly represented, with 57.1% of them being part of football teams and 64.3% of them being part of basketball teams, they still feel stereotyped into their roles. The racial stereotype of the dumb jock is exceedingly present in the Black male student athlete population, and these ideas are expressed through the graduation rates of Black male student athletes as well. The stimulus shows the top universities with the highest differences of graduation rates between Black athletes and all athletes, with the University of Iowa amounting for the largest difference at 37%. Black male athletes feel like they have to reach an unattainable standard where they can only be recruited if they are the most academically fit prospect for their sport, when they usually are not amounting to the academic requirements as well in comparison to their counterparts. In conclusion, athletes face significant socioeconomic obstacles when it comes to the college athletic recruitment process. It can be argued that recruiters also look for skills such as doing well in academics, communication skills, and having good sportsmanship. However, this alone is not enough to solve the problem. Although these are value characteristics, this is not the only solution to this problem. While the NCAA has faced issues with uniformity when solving larger problems and issues, if they're able to support corporate social responsibility by supporting these communities through making ethically oriented practices and fixing vague regulations, they will be able to reshape the college athletic recruitment process as a whole and provide more accessibility to opportunities for all athletes despite socioeconomic background. Thank you.
All right, I have two questions for you. How valid and reliable are the sources that you use, and how do you know that they are?
My sources are reliable because the experts that are the authors of them have obviously expertise in that area. So, for example, Sean Harper, the author that I used to cite about Black male student athletes in collegiate sports, is a business professor and also founded the Center for the Study of Race and Equity in Education.
All right, and how does your conclusion respond to any of the other research or sources that you examined? I guess it would be solution, not conclusion. How does your solution respond to any of the other research or sources that you examined?
So in the example that college recruiters look at a more holistic view of the student, this was a solution that was considered, but it was more of a temporary solution. So in looking at other ones, I was able to see that corporate social responsibility was a great way to solve this problem, as well as fixing the vague regulations, because it was allowing athletic recruiters to make unethical decisions.